I am planning to read every single article written by Sam Altman dating back to 2013. For those who don't know, Sam is the CEO of OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT. Okay, so the genesis of this is recently I've noticed because I have a full-time job at Amazon, I am also doing a part-time master's in artificial intelligence, and I also mentor computer science students on the side, that my reading habits have really taken a toll. So it is currently 5:51 p.m. on Sunday night, and this prompted me to actually take a fun reading challenge. Now, here is the problem. I also have an AI assignment that I've been procrastinating on all week that is due at midnight today. But I did a quick calculation. Judging from his latest blog, each of his blogs are around 300 words. There are 116 blogs, which totals about 35,000 words if my math is correct. I just did a quick search online, and it seems that most people read at about a 250 word to 300 word pace. Now, assuming that I start at around 6 p.m., if I read for the next 3 hours, I should be able to finish all of his blogs. And that actually gives me ample enough time to finish my AI assignment between 9 p.m. to midnight. It's 6:02 now, let's get started right away. Alright, I'm almost a quarter of the way there, and I have to say, his blogs are fantastic. I had to stop here because his 21st blog about the merge is very, very interesting. I took some notes, and basically Sam's hypothesis is that the best end result of the AI revolution is that we eventually, quote-unquote, merge with it. Basically what he's saying is that we need to co-evolve with it in some way and have some type of brain-machine interface. I mean, it's a pretty thought-provoking concept, especially when you consider the alternative, where the superhuman AI pretty much wipes out all of mankind. There were also some other blogs that I found particularly interesting, such as his thoughts about COVID and remote work back in 2020, as well as his step-by-step guide on how to be successful. Now, I will compile a list of my favorite blogs at the end of this challenge. The only problem is I am close to an hour in right now, and I'm still only on blog 21. This means I have almost 100 blogs left to go. Now, the good thing is I know I was pausing a lot to think a lot about the merge and what co-evolution looks like between humans and AI. So I'm optimistic that if I read a little bit faster, I'll be able to make up some time. Okay, I need to think about this strategy of finishing by 9 p.m. So I was super optimistic in the fact that I'd be able to read faster, and there are some blogs about him just like investing in some companies as a venture capitalist and as the president of Y Combinator, but there are also some blogs that are really, really fascinating and are incredibly thought-provoking. The first funny one, and I wrote some notes again, and the first funny one I saw is this blog about Greg and how he pretty much talks about him as the perfect co-founder. Now, for quick context, if you guys don't know what happened last year in OpenAI, basically, near the end of the year, the board, including Greg, tried to oust Sam Altman out of CEO. This caused a huge will he or won't he join back as the CEO gigantic news cycle, but if you guys didn't see it, here it is. Then there was this blog about projects versus companies, and basically Sam's argument is simple yet profound. He basically says, treat your venture as a project for as long as you can. Projects come with low expectations, room for wild ideas, and most importantly, freedom from the pressure to succeed. Once you become a startup company, it's a completely different ballgame. You have investors, there's more risk, there's more admin work, and there's sort of a relentless race to thrive. You're essentially running the rat race right from there. And this really got me thinking about my own life and my current journey on YouTube. Right now, for me, YouTube is a project. And it's super fun because I can try new ideas, I don't have to optimize things, and I can do exactly what I want to do for the videos. Now, I've seen recently that some bigger YouTubers have retired, and I think it's very similar to what Sam Altman is referring as the company work. There's a lot of tasks beyond the creative work in YouTube that they're probably doing that they no longer enjoy. So even though I'm still small in the YouTube space, reading Sam Altman's blogs has given me a lot more optimism about where I'm currently at and some appreciation for the fact that I still have a lot of freedom in the YouTube space. But yeah, so far I have to admit reading all of these blogs has been a surprising and exhilarating experience. However, I am way behind on time. So I think my strategy now is to really time myself on each blog. I'm just gonna give myself 2 minutes for each and try to speed through the rest of these blogs. Okay, Okay, so as I delve deeper into the captivating world of Sam Altman's blogs, I suddenly check the clock and my heart sinks. I've lost track of time. I now have just 3 hours left to complete my master's degree assignment, which I can't afford to neglect. Reality sets in and I realize I need to make a decision between my assignment or finishing the blogs. Okay, so this is really bad. I guess first let's quickly recap the blogs that I've read in the past hour. So my strategy for reading blogs in 2 minutes failed epically when this blog came up, and it's called Machine Intelligence, and it comes in 2 parts. So this was blog number 55, and in this blog, Sam highlights the stakes of how scary fast AI development is. He does this by saying, 40 years ago we had Pong. If we assume any type of exponential AI improvement at all, it will dramatically improve in the next 40 years. The stakes are obviously huge, particularly if you think about it in the terms of the Fermi paradox. So for those of you who don't know about the Fermi paradox, basically the formal definition is that we have a lack of evidence for aliens, but there's also a high likelihood for its existence due to the vastness of the universe, hence a paradox. Now, one explanation for this Fermi paradox is that biological existence, no matter where, will eventually create AI. And basically this AI wipes out all of biological existence for that planet, and they make themselves undetectable. And that's why so far we haven't been able to see aliens out there. Okay, and basically after reading all of that, that's what started a huge existential crisis for me. And the reason for this existential crisis is, of course, that AI does have huge dangers and high stakes to it, and there is a huge risk that it could cause an extinction event for all of mankind. The good thing is, in part 2 of this blog, Sam talks about regulations needed to prevent this from happening, such as Asimov's zeroth law. Somewhat ironically, it seems that in present day, his stance has softened considerably since he became CEO of OpenAI, as we currently don't have any of the regulations he recommended in this blog. Okay, so while the future of humanity is super important, the main thing is it looks like I will not be able to finish this challenge in time. Yeah. As a previous neuroscience graduate, you would think that I would know the concept of planned fallacy, but clearly I don't. Okay, what do? Do I go and finish my AI assignment, or do I read the rest of these blogs? You know what? I think it's okay. As much as I hate not succeeding in this challenge, I think the original goal was to find the joy in reading, which I think I have now. I can still read the rest of the blogs after I finish my assignment before releasing this video. So that means you guys will still get a full recap. And yeah, I realized midway through that I was thinking a lot, and that's also a part of reading. It's not about completing the task or completing some book. It's about having a long form content which allows me to really think about a big idea and gives me time to think about a big idea and connect those dots together with some of the sort of ideas I already have in my head. I really feel like I've rediscovered the joy of reading, and I feel like there's no reason that a full-time job should stop me from pursuing that. Alright, enough about my personal journey with reading. I gotta finish this AI assignment. I only have 2.5 hours left, so I really gotta do this before I fail this course. Then I will read the rest of his blogs, I promise, so stay tuned. Okay, so it took me 10 times as long as I anticipated to read all of the blogs. So originally I thought it was going to take me 3 hours, but instead it took me 30. But you know, that's okay. This is what we call planned fallacy in neuroscience, so I should have expected this. Also, planned fallacy again, I naively thought that I could summarize all of his blogs in this one video, but there's no way I can actually do that. Turns out after reading all of his blogs since 2013 that he had more than a couple of good ideas. I mean, that is a decade long of blogs, so I should have expected there were more than a few things that I wanted to discuss. I took so many notes, and there's actually no physical way for me to go through every single blog that I really enjoyed in this one video. However, let's do a quick 30-second recap. So, these were my top 5 blogs. Number 1 is, of course, Machine Intelligence Part 1 and Part 2. This talks about the future of AI and how we can regulate it. I still think this is super important, and we need to think about this further. Number 2 is merge. This talks about how humans and AI can co-evolve so that there is no extinction event. Number 3, how to be successful. This talks about using first principles of thinking and using a step-by-step guide to gain success in one's career. Number 4, the days are long, but the decades are short. So a lot of times we overestimate the amount of things that we can do in a short period of time, like the fact that I thought I could read all blogs in 3 hours, but we underestimate the long-term benefits of doing something. So that blog talks a lot about that. And number 5, the software revolution. This talks about how software development results in inevitable financial inequality, and it also talks a little bit about things that we can do to resolve this inequality here in North America. So if you're interested in me doing a video about any of these topics that I just mentioned, feel free to subscribe and also comment below. And I look at every single comment. I will be sure to do a video if there is enough interest.